Hey, what up all my tooth doctors and doctresses? Welcome to another video at the Tooth Factory. Today's topic is BDS to DDS 10-step pathway for the United States of America. So without much ado, let's go. Okay, so here we are. The BDS to DDS USA version. The 10-step pathway to practice dentistry in the United States of America. Step 1 is to complete your BDS with a high score. Now, I understand it says high score. By that, I don't mean 90-95%. What I mean is aim for the honors. Try and score the highest possible in your capacity because it provides a very high competition to get admission into the USA. Also, during your internship year, getting credible dental field experience is important because it gives you the upper hand when applying for different universities later. Begin briefing through the resources for INBDE exam provided in step 5. We'll go there in a bit. Do it in the middle of your internship or right after your BDS because you can't be thrown into the deep end of the swimming pool. You have to start shallow, move in, learn to swim, and just briefing through the INBDE exam resources is just learning how to swim in the shallow end of the swimming pool. So I highly recommend that. Step 1 is just mentally preparing yourself and getting your background ready. Step 2, the ECE evaluation. What is ECE? ECE is the Educational Credential Evaluators. This is where we start our DDS journey in the US. This is step 1 of the evaluation of the documents. So, what do? First of all, we go to this link above here. Create an account, start the US evaluation application. Go through the 3-step form. It details your personal information, your academic information, your course history, and so on. And then it'll ask you, what type of report do you want? We will select course by course. It's the one needed for our purpose. Then you collect and prepare the required documents from the home country. This list is also provided. We'll take a look at it in just a second. Then we pay the fees, which is $195 US as of September 2021. Then once all of that is done, we're going to get a document matching form in the email. We attach that. It's a checklist basically. We attach that with your reference number to all the required documents, and then we mail the documents to the displayed address. So what do I mean by that? Let me go show you. Also, by the way, just giving you a note here, all the links provided in this presentation will be accessible in the description box below. So let's take a look at this. This is the ECE website. We're going to go to login and order support. We're new here, so we're going to create an account. We are an individual, not a school, not an institution or manager. Create an account, put in all your details, and once you have it done, activate your account via email. You can use your email and password. This is mine, so I'll just give you a little hint of it. I have started a dummy application to show us. I'm going to continue that application. This is the US Evaluation Report application. We're going to go to step 1. As we mentioned, there's 3 steps. Step 1 is personal information, institution delivery. That is where you want all your details sent to. Say you have a few universities in mind, right? So please add institutions you wish to send your report to. You don't have to do anything for this because you want the report to come to you and the ADA only. ADA is the American Dental Association. Then the purpose of evaluation. So why do you want it? We're going to select this: further education and professional licensure, and immigration, because at the end of the day, you want to immigrate and that's what we want. This over here is our education level selected. Then report type. As we mentioned, there's several different types. What we want is course by course report, $195. Step 1 is done. We're moving on to step 2. This is your education history, required documents, and this is an important form because you select your country. My education was from India, so I selected that. Here is the complete list of the secondary and post-secondary documents that they need. Now it does say you can have original or attested copies or electronic copies. I highly recommend originals because then you're just out of the woods, you're safe. There's nothing better than originals, right? So they require degree, which is our BDS degree, statements of marks, which is transcripts, and internship completion certificate. So using this link, you can go into it and it'll show you when you make the account. Okay, and then instructions. By that instructions, it means that once you complete this application, you will receive an ECE reference number and document matching form. See, if you're sending these documents by yourself, you want this included, printed and included. So where do we mail it to? We mail it to this address. They will use FedEx, UPS, or DHL. Very straightforward. And then step 3. We're going to move on to step 3. Step 3 is the most simplest. It's to select if you want to have a rushed option or not, review your application here, customer agreement, and payment choice, and then payment. So once all of that's done, we're done with ECE. We're then going to move on to the third one. Step 3, the Dent PIN access. So now Dent PIN is basically a portal-based system provided by the American Dental Association. See, the ADA is the medium that offers all of these examinations, such as the INBDE or ADAT exam. Remember, ADAT was discussed in our McGill video previously. It's all for international dentists to become qualified to study and then practice dentistry in the US. This is very significant because it doesn't really directly give you the license to practice dentistry. It qualifies you to apply to your university, study the International Dental Advancement Program, and then practice dentistry in the US. So what do? We first click this link up here. Then we register for the Dent PIN. It is basically a dental personal identifier number. It's your ID number in the ADA's portal. Then we apply to take the test of interest. In this case, it is the INBDE exam. Pay the fees. Right now it is $985 US as of September 2021. Then we wait for confirmation via email. They will send you something called eligibility ID. Eligibility ID is extremely important for scheduling the exam whenever you want it. So let's take a look. Let's click here on the link here, and it'll take us to the ADA website. This website has a legend here on the side. It says Dent PIN registration, apply for the test, and my account. So let's register, see what it looks like. Dent PIN registration. It asks you all your personal details again. And once you're done, it will give you a Dent PIN via email. So then what you do is you use that to log in to your American Dental Association portal. So I'm going to click on my account. I've already made it for the purpose of this video and my future endeavors. That was my Dent PIN. My password's already in there. So I'm going to log in. My name's right here, Rishi Shah. So once we're in here, we click on applications because that's what we want to do. We want to apply as we did, and a new application from this list, we're going to select INBDE. When we open it, let's see where it takes us. For this is the verification and the update for Dent PIN information. So it's your personal information. When you're through all that information, you're going to click continue. At the end, it's going to tell you that please select your education status when you're applying. So we're always going to be dentists, graduates of non-accredited dental school. Do not click on dental student. You are a dentist, so click on that. It loads, and then you click continue. These are all the universities. So the total charge, including international processing fees with 0 copies, is $985, but it does give you 3 free copies. So basically it means out of all of these universities in the States, you can select 3 within the cost of $985. So you can select, say, for example, New York State Board of Dentistry, for example, right? And then you're going to just go continue. You go continue, and here it is, that result recipient selected 1, New York State Board Dentistry. These are the cost breakdowns for the Integrated National Board Dental Examination, INBDE, and your name. Then you're just going to continue and pay for it. Scheduling the date of the exam. It is now time to schedule your first attempt, and hopefully the one and only attempt. Our aim to clear this exam is immediate. We don't want to wait for 2 years, 3 years to clear this exam because there's studies following after this, right? Great. So, Prometric is the institution that administers the INBDE exam for the ADA. So, using the eligibility ID that we got in the email from our approval with the Dent pin, we're going to use it to schedule a time that best suits us. How do you select the time? Well, the time can be determined by either anticipated preparation time, like does it take you 6 months to get prepared? Some people take 1 year, or preferences due to prior commitments or limitations. Many of our dentists have families, they have children, they have wives, they have full-time jobs, and prior commitments in their home country. So select the time accordingly. Note that the exams are frequently offered, up to 5 dates per month, and for several months at a time, depending on the location of our choice. So they're very flexible, so there's nothing to worry about that. We're going to pay the fees for Prometric, which is $680 as of September 2021. And now we will have a deadline to prepare for the exam. So let's take a look at what Prometric looks like. We're going to click on Prometric. The ADA administers the whole thing, right? So we're going to schedule, and then it's going to lead us to another portal where we select the country. Say 4 countries offer the Prometric services. I'm just going to click USA for now. I'm going to click Florida, just as random example. We're going to keep clicking next. On the left, take a look at the legend that we're crossing. This is the privacy review, consent, and so on. We click next again. This is where you put in your eligibility ID, the one that you got in the email, with your first 4 characters of your last name. Now, I can't go in through this right now because I don't have that approval for this video. The appointment selection, the test center selection, and the date and time selection. This is where we want to be. Once that is selected, our appointment will be verified and complete, and now you have a deadline to the INBDE. See, effective and targeted studying is the key to preparing for the INBDE. The Integrated National Board Dental Examination came in about 2020 onwards, right? We do not want to redo the entire BDS course while studying. Using the correct resources will save you time and energy. Prepare diligently and with self-discipline. This is important. Self-discipline is not a method of studying, it is a lifestyle. If you play self-discipline, you will end up repeating, disciplining, and being honest with yourself to prepare for the INBDE. All we need to do is practice the questions again and again. It's that simple. But to put in that time, the discipline, you have to become very diligent. Here are some resources that I recommend personally. Dental Dex, First Aid, and Bootcamp are favorites for us here. Dental Dex, it looks like this. It comes in 2 boxes. They have flashcard versions, so the question in the front and description in the back. First Aid for the INBDE question answer. This is literally just question answers with descriptions. And Bootcamp. So Dr. Kanan Shah, my wife and the co-founder, who's very shy to come on the video, by the way, she came across Bootcamp. We are not getting promotions or paid from Bootcamp to do this, but we really appreciate what Bootcamp has done in its path of career, where they are preparing the aspirants like ourselves with such nice lectures, such nice questionnaires. They're worth a look at. So here, let's take a look at Dental Dex. So here it is, Dental Dex. We click on Get Your Dental Dex. these are what they offer. We want the INBDE. It's $429. It offers 6 months and 12 months online subscription, 2,700 plus cards, and it's so nice. There's radiographs, there's pathology photos, 500 questions to practice, and so on and forth, right? So we really like this. Then there is the first aid from Amazon and the boot camp. So we just wanted to show you guys the boot camp here for a second. It says start studying with the INBD boot camp. So if we click on it, it leads us to the website. It's a portal again, so it's like an online based study resources. So here are the resources that they have in study groups and so on. They can come on in different apps and so on. They're such amazing people. Here they are. It says 800 plus clinical case-based questions. They're highly yield clinical-based questions. They're over 1,000. This is what they look like. Right, so detailed and highly integrated explanations as well, and such user-friendly. So bootcamp is something you guys can look into to study as well. Okay, so moving on to step 6. Take the test, pass the test. It's that simple. Take the test and pass the test. See, remember, passing the test is a goal, but passing it in first attempt is a target. Become a hunger-driven student and aim for the target, and the goals will automatically be achieved. Do not fall short on preparation, right? So note, there are 5 attempts for the exam with 90 days to wait in between each attempt. I'm giving you guys just 1 attempt. At the Tooth Factory, we aim for excellence, and the success automatically follows. Please focus on step 5, the preparation, right here. Everything's here. This is the slide that will get you through the hard sometimes and accelerate towards the target. This is step 7, the TOEFL and additional requirements. So yes, after the exam, we must take the test for English as a foreign language, the TOEFL. It's a requirement when we're applying for dental schools. It demonstrates the English proficiency for the international applicants. The resource that we found for this is known as Magoosh right here. They're very user-friendly, and I recommend them personally in order for us to prepare it. We're going to click on TOEFL here on Magoosh, and I think they're very brilliant the way they do it. There's the team, and you can select the pricing and so on accordingly. Other competition killing tips, so you know how many applicants there are, right? There's thousands. You want to be able to compete with them and kill the competition. How we're going to do that? Well, gain dental field experience in the internship during BDS. Be very, very diligent to it. Gain dental field employment as either a dental assisting experience. You want to work in a clinic under a dentist. It just shows that you're so eager to work in a dental field. Provide extracurricular and volunteer activities that have nothing to do with dentistry, but it has to do with community service, which means you're doing more than just studying in life. And researches and publications to show your depth of aspiration in dentistry can also put you above the competition list. Next is step 8, the very important applications to dental schools with CAPIT. Now, what is CAPIT? So we've mentioned very, very vast different organizations. Here, we're mentioning the ADEA, which is the American Dental Education Association. They provide all of us international dentists with a centralized application for advanced placement for international dentists. It's like a portal, again, that takes your results from your exams and then sends them out unifiedly into all different universities across US. So make sure we meet the deadlines for each university. You don't want to send the application after the deadline. Pay the fees, which is $259 US for the first program you apply to, and $112 USD, apologies for the typo there, USD, each additional program. The fees for CAPIT are as of September 2021. So this is how we apply. I'm going to click right here and we're going to go to the link. So American Dental Education Association. will let us apply to CAPIT. So let's click on this. And I just want to show you guys what they describe themselves as. So what is CAPIT? Here it is. ADEA CAPIT is the application service to the advanced standing programs in dentistry. These programs are typically shorter in length, so 2 to 3 years, compared to traditional dental degree programs, which are 4 years. So this is what they let you apply through. Okay, that was CAPIT, applying to dental schools. Step 9, almost there. We've got accepted into the dental school, one of the most important stages of the dental journey, and the lengthiest. I know it is the most anticipated step in our journey, and yes, it is undoubtedly the most expensive as well as the most rewarding step as well. You know, being accepted into a dental school is just the beginning of our career in the US. The international dental programs could be up to 2 to 3 years in length. The fees are ranging between $40,000 per year to $70,000. That's the average as of September 2021. Begin a BDS and come out a DDS. You know, that model right there can cover all the challenges you're going to face. After the schooling, we must take the licensing board exams that every other dental student takes in the country. That gives you a dental practicing license post-graduation. As a dentist in the USA. Note that all of these steps discussed above must have taken place in the USA in person. Therefore, it would also require us to be eligible for these steps legally, correct? Well, for example, if you want to study, you need a student's visa, which in the States it's called F1 visa. To work, we need OPT, which is known as Optional Practical Training Permit, just like work permit, after studying on F1 visa. And then to reside and work later on, you need H1B visa, which is literally just a residential and a work permit visa, lasts about 3 to 6 years, and you're generally sponsored by your employer at that time. Now, to live in the US and work past the 6 years, either you need to renew your H1B or you need to apply for your green card and citizenship afterwards. It could be mandated in the future, we don't know. But the conclusion of this whole journey is that we will also need to consider the background work. In the conversion, you know, from the F1 visa to the OPT permit to the H1B visa and then to the green card, I know it's a lot, right? The time frame from BDS to DDS in the USA is from step 1 to step 10 can take up to 6 to 7 years in total. The total expenses could be up to $400,000 to $500,000 A to Z in and out, total amount of money. I understand it's a lot of money, although there are several uprising institutions that are offering money to be borrowed for this process. It must be kept in mind, though, that minimizing debt is also just as important as the process is. Therefore, working part-time while studying is a must. Now, doesn't all of this dream-making thing sound all unachievable? Is it worth it? Absolutely worth it. Yes, it is long. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, it's tedious, but it's also rewarding. It's also fulfilling. It's also promising. And my wife also says, she always says this to all our viewers, is when career-driven growth of our families is the consequence, all challenges are embraced and the processes are trusted. I've always listened to this advice, and as the picture shows above, your confidence is where you start. The courage is the trouble. There's hard work to climb, dedication to rise to, and patience to reach until you have success in your arms. So yes, the whole 10 steps is definitely worth it. Even though it's $400,000, $500,000 in debt, even though it is $40,000 to $70,000 per year, and you have to go through 9 steps where you apply for this portal, this exam, taking the test, actual test in first attempt, you want to pass it. These are the different types of study materials you have to purchase. You have to schedule the test, and the Dent Pin portal and the ECE portal, and so on and forth. After completing a whole dental degree from BDS at home, Well, that's what this journey is. BDS to DDS, a 10-step pathway to practice dentistry. That was it. Those are the 10 steps. I know they're long, they're very hard, but the Tooth Factory stands by you. We believe in you. Keep it going, and it'll be absolutely worth it in the end. So take care, and let us know if you have any questions in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe, and have a good day.